It's the first weekend of October, and that means that there's a brand new First Monday Trade Days in Canton, so I'm going to go again. Honestly, I'm probably gonna go every single month unless there's situations like the crazy snowstorm that happened last year that will like prohibit me from going. But honestly, it's such a fun time. And I brought my husband along with me this time so he could film more of the booths. I did get a bit too excited and forgot to film a little intro for the before we went. So now you get this. And then I'll just play and do voiceover like I did last time of the footage that we got. Like I said, we walked around a lot more than I did last time because I brought more comfortable shoes. I did not bring sandals this time, but we were able to get a lot more booths covered in the day, so I hope you guys enjoy. So I finally found a better place to park this time. Last time I parked in a random dirt lot and they charged me $5 for parking, which was not bad. This one I believe was $10 or $20, but we actually did manage to find a paved parking lot. It was just really, really busy. So you had to go through some little like grass patches and stuff. But once we got in, we headed straight to the arbors just because it was covered and it was hot. And we found this really cute kind of, like it wasn't necessarily terrarium, but kind of indoor garden section where you could put in your little figurines and make this whole little like fairy garden type thing, which I think is the cutest thing and almost made me want to get a bunch of stuff to start my own. I just did not know where to start. So I don't know. I just thought it was really cute, but I always love those little like figurines and that sort of stuff. But yeah, super, super cute. And then we headed outside to the little random booths that they had. And these booths are definitely more so like thrift store type finds a lot of times. But I just got such a kick out of this really high back chair that looked like it was straight out of the 80s. I absolutely loved it. But they just had so many cool little things. They had these cute little cookie jars, which my grandma collects, so it reminded me of her, and I thought they were super cute as well. And some really cool just glassware all over. But there are I'm not kidding, there are so many booths all around this place, and it was just impossible to actually go visit them all. And it was just super packed. We went on a Saturday, so it was a lot more busy than it usually is when I go, because I usually go on like a Friday or whatever. I did find a new crystal booth that I did not see the last time I was here, and it was a guy that I think sources them all himself, and they were such high quality and cool looking crystals. They were super, super unique, and they actually were really, really well priced as well. And he had like a story for every single one of them. So it was just super cool to see how much he loved it and was like into it. But yeah, outside they had a lot more of those little like gems and crystal like booths than I expected, because last time I came I only found one inside one of the trading posts. I know what you guys were all waiting for was the Tipsy Gardener's booth, and she had so many plants even on a Saturday when it's like normally quite picked through. She had a bunch left still. She did have, I think, some whale fin sansevieria left, which I know was one that a lot of people were looking forward to. She had a bunch of cactus, which I usually don't look into a lot, but I know some people are interested in that. She had a bunch of alocasia at the front, and on the back of that same cart, she had some taniki and some more alocasia. And then she also had more Hoya than she usually does, which I was happy to see. She always has this little pot section in the back, which I think have the cutest little terracotta pots. Some Monstera dubia, some Anthurium fingers, some Cebu, of course, more alocasia as always. And lots of micans actually, lots more than usual, as well as some Rhaphidophora decorasiva in the back there. And she also had this really, really pretty alocasia. I think it was a Maharani or a dragon scale, I don't really remember. Just super, super pretty though. And then she always has a little selection of like rocks and crystals as well, which aren't a bad price. I just had to stop myself from buying every single one of them. But she has a lot to choose from and a lot of different shapes as well, so I really like those. And I mean, my favorites are always like the natural kind of cuts at the top, but those obviously are quite pricey depending on what you get. But honestly, this is probably one of the biggest booths biggest booths that I go to when I get there, just because she has so much and it's just such a big space. I know she sets up like a couple days before because like she needs to with all the stuff she has. But yeah, just a lot of different little like things that you can choose from. I did pick up some of these little disco balls here, which I loved. There was a few things that I was looking for in particular. I mean, number one, of course, was plants. I mean, that's what I go for because I know the Tipsy Gardener's there every month. And I mean, she might not be there next month actually because I think she's giving birth to a baby this month or soon. But when there's plants, I go there and I managed to snag a few that I'm excited to show you guys. But I was also looking for some cowboy boots. And I was also looking for just like some wall decorations and that sort of stuff to fill up my home a bit more because we're still lacking on that side of the department. So yeah, that was what I was looking for and kind of like my checklist going into it. And so those were kind of the booths that I was focused on and trying to hit. Okay, so honestly, it took a long time to walk around that entire place. We didn't even end up hitting, I think, half of it still because we didn't walk in and out of all the trading booths, the arbors, and like all that sort of stuff. So we still didn't even get to like half of it, but we were just so tired by the end of our trip that we had to come home because we honestly spent about 4 or 5 hours there. It was insane and it was hot and yeah, so we still had a good time, but definitely didn't hit as much as we thought we were going to in terms of like hitting all of it. And I would say it's a pretty successful trip actually. The only thing that I didn't end up getting was cowboy boots. I couldn't find any that fit me and there was plenty of booths that had them. Obviously they're going to be that way in Texas, but I just couldn't find any that fit me the way that I wanted. So that's a bummer, but we'll keep our eyes out for that. But moving on to the things that I did find, I'm super excited about this haul actually. I think that we found some really cool stuff and I did actually remember to bring like little shoppers. Like I brought my string shoppers so I could actually put stuff in it instead of carrying everything around the entire time. So I was a bit smarter there, and also we stopped off at the ATM first thing, so we were all set and more prepared than I was last month when I went. Because I know you guys all pretty much subscribe for my plant content, I'm gonna save that for the end of the haul because they were just so good this time. But I found a couple little like frames, picture frames with some flowers in them, and I thought it'd be super cute for one of my rooms. I haven't decided which room to put it in quite yet, but it's a set of 2. I got these 2, let me hold this up real quick. Can't get my shopper off of it. So I got these 2 little picture frames and I'll get closer so you can see. They're so cute. They're just like little flowers and then it's got like the little gold frame around them. And then they're 2 different like pictures of flowers, but they're similar enough that they're kind of like little twins. Definitely need to be cleaned up, obviously, as everything usually does. But I'm super excited. I'm wondering, I might put them in this room, but then I also might put them in the room that I painted black, but then I could also put them in just like the main living room that we have. So I haven't quite decided where to put them or even if I should like hang them together or keep them separate. I don't know, because like they would look super cute even like on this wall behind me, if you can picture that. Like they would look super cute there together, but also like just one on its own would be cute enough. So I'm not sure what to do with that yet. It's a big decision for me and I just don't know if I'm ready to commit to that yet. So they might just sit around and wait until I can make a decision on that. And then the next thing I got was a plant that's been on my list for quite a while, but I just hadn't found the right one for the right price and all that sort of stuff. And it's a bit sad looking right now because well, I mean, it's a dramatic plant anyways, but also just traveling in the car back home and then also being carried around in a bag all day. It's seen better days, but it will perk right up, I think, when it acclimates and then if it needs water, because I haven't checked if it needs water or if it's just like a stress kind of response. But anyways, it's a Fittonia, or I think they call it the nerve plant. It's a really dramatic plant. These ones are known for flopping over completely and looking like they're dead, but then you can just pour some water on it and then it perks right back up. And this one was actually, you can't see it now, but it was flowering. So that's super fun. I think it was like $8 or something at the Tipsy Gardener's booth. It was super cute and they had red ones as well. But I think the green one just looked a bit better, and I'll get closer so you can see it and not just see like a dead droopy plant. It's a super cute plant and I'm super happy with it. Like I said, this is one that I've been kind of waiting for the perfect one to find. There's the flower on that side that's completely drooped over. But I love it. I mean, I love a good dramatic plant that's actually easy to take care of. It feels like a bit of like, you know, it seems like it would be hard, but it's actually quite easy. It shows you exactly when it needs to be watered. So it's good if you are like someone that like me that forgets to water it. It will look like that and you'd be like, oh, I need to water it, and it won't like fully damage the plant for a long time, you know? And then the next plant is actually one that I got 2 plants. It's 2 little 4-inch plants and it's probably the most People get this plant probably the most when they go see the Tipsy Gardener's booth, just because she always has loads of them. But I got really excited and I already planted the 2 pots together into a bigger pot because I wanted a big plant of it and didn't have enough pots to just keep 2 little 4-inch pots around. But it is a cream splash, and I'll get closer to show you. This is honestly just one of my favorite plants, I think, ever. It just is so pretty, and I don't know what it is because it's not even like the color super like unique in that there's loads of plants that are white, light green, and dark green. It's not even like a crazy pink color or anything like that. But I don't know, I just loved it so much. And honestly, they are so well priced compared to like what you'll find just off of Facebook Marketplace or Etsy or anything like that. She had so many little 4-inch pots with good variegation for like $18, I think, which last month I think they were $28 for the same size, and they were already pretty picked through when I got there last month. So I'm super glad. They had tons more, I think, this month, and they also had a big hanging basket of one for like $75, I believe. But she also had like some cebu for like $28 and like one of those massive hanging baskets. I just didn't have a place for that. And then also some big hanging baskets of Micans, Scindapsus exotica, and all that sort of stuff. Like she had a ton of stuff this month. She didn't have any Monstera, which is a bummer. Like she had, I'll take that back. She had some Monstera Adansonia, I think, some like really big baskets of it, but I was looking for another big Monstera Deliciosa like I got last month, but that's okay. Honestly, this more than makes up for it, but I'll get closer so you can see just how pretty this is. Like I said, I had to pot them up together just to make a really big pot, and so hopefully they can like start trailing much sooner. And then I potted up some of my silver stripe cuttings in there as well, just to kind of just go with it really, because they sometimes put out similar variation. But I'm super excited. I can't wait for this to start trailing and be so pretty. But yeah, that was probably the highlight of my trip. But yeah, that's all I got, which honestly doesn't seem like much for a 5-hour trip, but there was just so many things that like it was overwhelming to look at a bit. So I think I need to go in with a clearer game plan next time and kind of maybe a bit better rested, maybe actually get some breakfast in me before I take off next time, because there was so much to look through and I probably should have done some more digging if I really wanted to get the good finds. But that's all for this month, and if you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for next month's haul as well.